excited about our two speakers today. The first speaker is someone who was was here, I think, the very first week, and maybe the second week, but was a real presence here for many of the first weeks of Justice Southbury in the spring and summer of 2020. She is the pastor at the First Congregational Church of Washington, Connecticut. Please welcome back to Justice Southbury, Robyn Gray.
Woo! Thanks, Rick. Not quite as tall as you. As Rick said, I was here for some of the first weeks, and it was just so powerful, and I was sorry that I couldn't keep coming, but it turned out I had to work Sundays a lot. I don't know what that's about. And like you said, I'm the pastor of First Congregational Church of Washington, and if you ever drive up 47, you might know us by the rainbow doors that are on the outside of our church. We've had those, I think, the last 3 years, and they've just, for the most part, it's been a very positive experience for us. And this year we added some rainbow lights on the side of the church, so if you're ever driving by there, we'll probably take them down the end of this month, so just go up 47. I think it looks really cool. But as Rick was saying, the news lately has been really a struggle, and it's been really hard to be a queer woman pastor. I don't know if you follow denominational meetings, but there's been a couple recently. Like in 2 weeks ago, what is their name? The CRC. They're a the Christian Reformed Church. They voted to condemn not just same-gender marriage, but they are going to require their membership now to condemn LGBTQ as sin or be threatened with being kicked out. I mean, that's what they just voted on a couple weeks ago. And it's also hard to be a woman because the SBC, the Southern Baptist Convention, last week passed a resolution that said women cannot preach in their denomination. And they even kicked out the 23,000 member Saddleback Church from the denomination. I mean, people are whining that people are leaving church and then you're kicking out the mega church. Really? Okay. Because they had women clergy on their staff. And it's hard to just be a clergy person because there was another recent report about rampant abuse in the Catholic Church by clergy, and unfortunately people paint us all with a broad brush, and it's really, really hard to hear. You know, I see stuff on Twitter all the time, the clergy blah blah blah, and I'm like, no dude, I get it. And I hate to say we're not all like that, because you know that's the thing, but it's true. And it's also hard to be queer right now because of so many of our trans siblings are being legislated against, and especially the trans kids. It's like, what message are you sending? This is not affirming, this is hateful. And you're introducing more opportunities for self-harm and suicide by these anti-trans legislations. And it's hard to be a woman right now when my childbearing age siblings are finding it harder and harder to get reproductive health care, whether it's an abortion, whether it's other stuff, some drugs, just because they're, you know, what they call it, the off-label thing is other stuff like for arthritis, but no, you can't have it because it's an abortion drug. And that's hard to watch as well. But as Rick was saying, it is Pride Month, y'all. It is Pride Month, where we are reminded of the drag queens and trans folk who got tired of the police raids and the oppression and fought back. And it's Pride Month, y'all, where we're reminded that 50 years ago yesterday, 32 men perished in an arson attack at the Upstairs Lounge in New Orleans. It was a meeting of an MCC church. It's a gay church, and they just torched the place, and these 32 people died. But it's Pride Month, y'all, where we also remember the countless people who were lost to the AIDS epidemic. And that still is with us. You know, there's a whole segment of a generation of gay men who are just gone. They're just gone. I feel like we needed Pride Month more than ever this year with all this news, more than I can ever remember. We needed to feel the love and support and encouragement of our friends and allies like all y'all. And now, though, We need accomplices. I think an accomplice is a great way to describe what Keto was talking about. You know, an ally is somebody, you know, you show up to the Pride Parade, you wave your flag, and then you go home for the other 11 months and you don't care. We need accomplices, though. Accomplices like how Rick described the allies, to push back on the legislation being introduced that chips away at our rights and our freedoms. We need accomplices to counteract the hate in our schools and in our communities. What's the difference between an ally and accomplice? Like I said, an ally goes to the Pride Parade, waves a flag, enjoys that, and then goes home. But an accomplice, the best example I've seen of an accomplice is a guy who lived in Oklahoma. He put duct tape in the rainbow flag colors on the back of his pickup truck, and then it said, "Not all country boys are bigots," and he drove around like that in Oklahoma. And I've lived in Oklahoma, I get it. Like, that was some bravery right there. And I don't want to get too preachy, but Jesus was an accomplice. When someone drew a line to keep other people out, Jesus was always on that side of the line with the outcast. So y'all being out here week after week, 181, 161 was wishful thinking.
We'll get there.
Exactly so. That's huge. That's accomplice level work for sure. Y'all being a presence and consistently sending the message that hate has no home here.
Yeah.
That is accomplice level work for sure. So keep showing up. Keep wearing the rainbow. Keep holding the signs. Keep pushing back on the hate. Keep writing the letters. Keep being present in whatever way your color of the gray area is. Because that's how you own it. You know, I mean, I'm going to say, like, legislation goes right over my head. But I can show up to the National Prayer Breakfast in my rainbow collar and be like, you know what? So, I thought that was an amazing metaphor. Color in the gray areas with your vibrant colors. Because until all of us are free, none of us are free. So this year, friends, I know it's almost the end of the month, but don't have a happy pride. Have a powerful pride.
Yeah.
And keep it through for the rest of the year. Thanks so much.
Hey.